why even like go there and do shit like that? Like I hear niggas like Jay, and it's like Blueprint 3, it was still doing this in the kitchen, da hustling, and it's like, come on, man. I respect Nas because he's not even trying to relive shit like that, man. Like, how long ago have you been hustling? This is
Right.
like 20, 30 years back, man. Like, come
Yeah,
on, man.
man.
You own the
Like,
business.
yeah,
You got
man.
kids and shit.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. There's so much more you could rap about
Right. Exactly.
other than them fucking days when you was my age
Exactly.
hustling.
Exactly.
But, I mean, you can't knock the hustle, as he said. But I respect niggas who can progress in their music and not have to relive some old ass shit just for motherfuckers to feel it.
Okay. And now, just I'm gonna follow up on that. Just because I know niggas is gonna try to find a loophole in that. Alright, this is y'all loophole right here. Well, Jay-Z don't always rap about that shit. No, he doesn't always rap about it, but guess what he always raps about? His watches and his cars and like, nigga, I don't wanna hear that shit, nigga. I'll never have the shit you have probably. You feel me? Like I don't wanna hear that shit. And this album right here, what Nas did, dog, you ain't hear too much about. He rapping about the fine life. He always rapped about the fine life, but it's how he raps about the fine life. Jay-Z raps about the fine life as if though like he's always lived this fine ass life. Nas raps about the fine life. He's showing you that, yeah, I'm that same kid from Queensbridge, but now I'm living this fine life, you know what I'm saying? He don't even make it seem that fine. Like, if you ask me, like, it's like a regular ass life for real, for real. Like, the shit he raps about, we can all still do. The shit Jay-Z raps about, chilling in the back of a Maybach with the curtain closed. I ain't never seen a Maybach in person. So, like, nigga, I can't relate to that shit right now. You know what I'm saying? So,
And I mean, to me, like I'm fine with people talking about their riches and this, that, and the third.
yeah, that's cool.
That's cool to me. Like I respect it, but at the same time, like I also fuck with somebody who can have those things and still be able to shine some light on some other things. And that's what Nas
Exactly.
is able to do.
Exactly.
And that's why I always
Exactly.
respected him since I was a little kid. Like
Exactly.
I respected Jay-Z for what he was doing, and I respect him for the businessman that he become. But like, you listen to Jay-Z now as opposed to Nas now, and you'll see somebody who's been willing to change and recreate himself and still talk about, mainstream shit, as opposed to a nigga like Nas who's been doing this thing from Jump Street and never has really had to change himself much. You could talk songs and this here and there, or maybe he went mainstream on some shit, but for a nigga who can real live listen to songs and tell you about songs and relive verses and shit, like Nas ain't really changed too much from album 1 to album 2. A real Jay-Z fan could tell you that nigga changed from Reasonable Doubt to Blueprint 3.
Yeah, he did. And fuck that. From Reasonable Doubt to what was the next John? Life and Times of Sean Carter, I think it was. That was the next album. Yeah, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Jay-Z's criteria is good, but like, how the fuck do you possibly go from a amazing album like Reasonable Doubt with all this amazing beat production from Premier and all these ever great, producers, and then like now it's just, I mean, I understand you grew as an artist, yeah, you did, but at the same time, it's like, how do you switch that quick? Like, I'm saying,
A Day in the Life of Sean Carter was kind of tough.
it was tough, but
along where I'm from, Marcy, son.
it was tough, but even still, you could see how he hopped onto that mainstream shit fast as shit.
Oh, yeah.
It was only one mainstream song really on Reasonable Doubt. It was two, but I'm saying like a real mainstream type song, which was with the jump with Foxy Brown. That jump. The Ever jump was mainstream, but he still did his thing on the jump. Like he did his little mafioso type shit. So it's like, for me, you can't bash an album like Life is Good simply because the man has grown. You're never going to get another Illmatic. I'm going to repeat this one more time. You're not going to ever get another Illmatic. The closest thing you're going to get to Illmatic was Stillmatic. You're never going to get another one of those. Stop asking the dude, stop begging the dude to make another one. It's not going to happen. He's not that same person anymore. That shit was years ago. I think Illmatic came out in 93, 94, something like that. Like, it's 2012, niggas. Like, come on, man. So for y'all bloggers bashing the album, this is just a little enlightenment, you know, like you can't bash a good album like this, man. You know, you can't. Like, what album came out this year that you could compare to this shit? Like, and I'm pretty sure once I put this shit up on YouTube, it's gonna be some bloggers, you know, putting some underground shit up against this. But like I said, you can't compare an underground album to a mainstream album because they're not gonna have the same components. A mainstream album has to consist of mainstream singles. An underground album doesn't.
And to be honest, like, if you don't fuck with this shit, man, like, what do you feel is going to be better than what we're being presented? Like,
in these days and times.
Honestly, only other thing I can really see is maybe you niggas is waiting for Kendrick Lamar album. I mean, Lupe has a lot.
Yeah, Lupe, you know, he definitely got to redeem himself with me.
But as it speaks, as of today, as of fucking July 23rd, what do you see being so much better than this album that you can really bash it the way that some of you niggas bash it? Like, it's really the best of what you can get, and
right,
this
like,
shit don't work for you, man. Just turn the radio. Just tune out music, period.
Period, yeah, cause like this shit, man.
Listen to jazz or something.
Right, I mean, shit, yeah, be diverse, but you know, like I fuck with this album, you know. I don't think it's a timeless classic. No, not by any means is it a timeless classic in my opinion. But a modern day classic for 2012. When was the last fucking classic mainstream album that came out? You know, you could argue Lupe, both of his albums, Kendrick Lamar, Section 80, J. Cole, no, who else? Like y'all niggas know what y'all like. We talk about mainstream artists. Name mainstream artists that's really coming out with classic albums these days and times. There's not many. The Blueprint 3 definitely wasn't a fucking classic album. Watch the Throne damn sure wasn't a classic album. None of Eminem new shit has been classic albums. So like Slaughterhouse shit wasn't even classic. Like that shit had me pumped. That shit had me pumped when they dropped, and it was like,
They not even dropping nothing. And
you know,
really look at the landscape. Like, the two most consistent artists today by albums, consistent albums, are Rick Ross and Kanye West. That's what you have. I mean, you can throw Lil Wayne in there, but he's selling albums off his name for real.
Yeah, off his name. You know, it's not even really a body of work for him.
I mean, you can throw Drake in, but 2 albums don't make you consistent.
Yeah, so like you just said, it's Kanye and it's Ross.
And I mean, you can argue and try to work your way around it, but you know that's the 2 you have to really look forward to. And I mean, you really think Rick Ross and Kanye are the best of what we getting from this year? Because I mean, you look at Mercy and you could argue he had the worst verse on it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, and Rick Ross, Rick Ross my dude, but Ricky don't really give you too much different shit. He gonna talk about what he talk about,
and that's it.
And that's pretty much it, you know.
Yeah. And that's all we're trying to get y'all to understand.
Nah, you're the only one repping it for that lyrical base of niggas.
You know what I'm saying? And no matter how you put it, like I read shit like this on the blogs. Snooze. This album's boring. I mean, if this album is boring, then you go listen to some fucking Rick Ross. If that's what you if you want some exciting shit, then go listen to Rick Ross, dog, or go listen to Waka Flocka. Like them niggas will get you crunk. But this shit right here is on some grown man shit. Like, how can you not respect the man giving you his evolution, man? Like, y'all niggas is crazy, y'all niggas is picky, and y'all niggas need to smoke some weed and listen to this album again because y'all tripping, man. This is definitely not a bad album. I can't even speak bad words on it. Now, some of the production I didn't like for Nas, but overall production on the album, it was fine. Yeah, it's kind of commercial, but that's the damn time we living in. He still got to eat. You know what I'm saying? Daughters is not going to feed him forever off this album, so he had to make a couple ever mainstream jumps so he could pick to be singles. You know what I'm saying? So all we saying to y'all niggas is this, man. If you don't like this fucking album, then go listen to What's Rick Ross' new joint?
God forgives, but I don't.
But I go listen to that shit.
Or you could wait another couple years until Dre Electronica drop another new song.
Yeah. I mean, you right. The nigga don't drop. I'm still waiting on this nigga album. You know, they say Jay said, "Ho, man, you can't release this shit." I don't know how true it is, but that's what they say. You know, it ain't had no singles on it. They said the joint was just raw like that. You know, if that's true, then more power to my nigga Jay for keeping it 100% real. But you know, or y'all could wait until Dr. Dre drop Detox. Pause. But anyways, as I was saying, you know, Life is Good. Out of 10 mics, I give Life is Good 8.5 out of 10 mics. It's not a bad album. It's only probably 1 or 2 songs I'm not really feeling on the whole album. Like you can't beat that. Like I'm saying, like with this shit that's dropping nowadays, y'all niggas need to understand hip hop ain't gonna never get back to that golden age. The golden age was the 90s, man. You know, so leave that shit in the 90s. I still listen to the 90s rap. I'm about to go listen to some 90s Nas right now as soon as I cut this shit off. My nigga Daquan, we probably about to vibe in this junk, man. So, bottom line, man, stop bashing the album. If you bash it, oh well, fine by me. But it's not a bad album. It's a good album. We fuck with it. It's a lot of other niggas that fuck with it. You know, and whoever don't fuck with it, you know, it's your opinion. I can't get mad at your opinion, but at the same time, you gonna bash this album and then you gonna go buy Rick Ross' new album. Pause. But signing out, you know what I'm saying? 2 cool ass niggas. Peace.